Welcome, and thank you for joining us in this edition of Nature and Communication. I am your host, once again, Daniel Dandelion. Urban gardeners take on abandoned patches of earth and make them bloom. Part political statement, part an act of pure cultivation. The guerrilla gardening movement is spreading in cities everywhere. And now to our field correspondent for further details.
Thank you. I'm Holly Greenhouse here with the Guerilla Gardening crew, also known as the GGC.
Woo! Yeah!
GGC.
I'm here to find out what guerrilla gardening is all about. Could you please introduce yourselves?
They call me Ricky Rose.
I'm Tilly Tulip.
Lazy Daisy.
All right, we're all here to discuss guerrilla gardening and practices. So tell me, what is the purpose of guerrilla gardening?
Well, what we like to do is we like to take land that's not being used, such as like alleys or just anything, and we turn it into something beautiful that everyone can enjoy.
All right, so exactly how do you go about doing this? Like, what procedures do you use?
So we do have some plans. Basically what we do is we go out in the middle of the night, we find vacant lots or vacant lands, just lands that are not being used at all, and we plant flowers, we plant fruits, or we plant vegetables in neglected areas. We basically try to brighten our local neighborhoods.
That sounds like a great deed. However, you guys are only 3. Do you have more people that you're planning on recruiting, and how do you go about doing that?
Definitely.
Yes, we constantly are looking for new members, and we have a Facebook. You can contact us, Twitter. Yeah.
Anyone can always join. If they're interested in gardening, then come on.
No cops.
Exactly. We're basically just a bunch of friends that have found a fun activity that's extremely good for the environment and our local neighborhood.
All right, can you tell me more about the types of plants you use for guerrilla gardening?
Yeah, so lately what we've specifically been doing is we've been going on like hiking trails like Rancho San Antonio, the trail up in Los Gatos and whatnot, and we've tried to purchase really succulent and native flowers and plants, basically plants that don't need a lot of watering. So the first one here we have the cactus, and the cactus pretty much has a distinct appearance as a result of adaptations to conserve water in very dry or hot environments. And this is ideal for guerrilla gardening because we don't have to go back and water it at all. And it's an all-season long plant. We also have the wildflowers that we've been using, and this is also great because the wildflowers, they're not meant to be seeded or planted. We pretty much take a rake, we rake some dirt, we put it in, we leave it as that. Then another one that has been extremely popular with our group, we've taken the forget-me-nots, and they really like moist habitats and environments. So what my friends and I have done is we go around like trees, and then we plant them outside the trees because forget-me-nots are good with partial sunlight, and they tolerate the shade, and this has been working out great for us. So in about 5-6 months, we should see some results.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Sounds great, you guys. I have one last question to ask you. Why do you have black marks on your face?
Awesome.
Revolution!
Awesome.
We get down like that. We're crazy. Crazy.
And there you have it. Back to the studios.
Thank you, Holly Greenhouse. Man, I think it's great what the GGC is doing to our environment and community. Oh, we have breaking news out of San Jose. We're getting a report that guerrilla gardeners are attacking urban sites in broad daylight with no regard for the law and possible consequences. Let's go to the scene right now.
So here we are doing some undercover work about guerrilla gardening, exploiting these hooligans. Look what they're doing. Oh my gosh, they're up to no good. They are up to no good. This is just terrible. This is illegal. They can't be doing this type of thing.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing with that dirt?
They can't be doing this type of thing. Oh my gosh, we have some actual guerrilla gardening happening right now. We got her. We got her.
It's bullshit. No playing in the dirt.
We got her.
You gotta come back and clean this mess up.
And now in the studio with Tilly Tulip, we just wanted to get a brief explanation of the legality of exactly what the GGC is doing.
Well, yeah, guerrilla gardening is illegal because we're trespassing on these lands. But if you look in local ordinances and we get permission from the landowners, then it's all good and dandy.
Although landowners are giving you permission, most of them, why do you feel the law still opposes of it?
Because they just don't understand. They think we're tree huggers, but we're not. You know, they don't care about the earth and we do. We want to beautify this land.
So has the rest of the GGC gotten out of jail, and how do they feel about them getting arrested?
We're still working on that, but I think it's horrible. You know, we're trying to make a difference in this world. We care about what's going on with these lots, and we want to make it pretty for the whole community.
All right, thank you for your insight. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Guerrilla Gardening. And remember, Bay Area, if your knees aren't getting green at the end of the day, you ought to seriously re-examine your life. Tune in tomorrow.
Guerrilla gardening is gardening on another person's land without permission. It encompasses a very diverse range of people and motivations, from the enthusiastic gardener who spills over their legal boundaries to the highly political gardener who seeks to provoke change through direct action. It has implications for land rights and land reform. The land that guerrilla gardened is usually abandoned or neglected by its legal owner, and the guerrilla gardeners take it over to grow plants and flowers. Guerrilla gardeners believe in reconsidering land ownership in order to reclaim land from perceived neglect or misuse and assign a new purpose to it. Seed balm is made from a mixture of clay, compost, and seeds. Seed bombs are a great way to combat the many forgotten gray spaces you encounter every single day, from sidewalk cracks to vacant lots and parking medians. They can be thrown anonymously into these abandoned urban sites to reclaim and transform them into places worth looking at and worth caring for. They can also be tossed into your home garden. Make sure they get plenty of sunlight and water to start. Once established, they only need occasional maintenance.
Take me to that old familiar place. Take me to memories we won't erase. Take me to all that we had, good and the bad. I'll never forget you. I'll never let you go. I'll never forget you. I'll always remember. You know. Yeah.
Let the record reflect the records we set. Best foot forward with every step, and let's push towards it. Never regress, and let's remember if ever we get down the places that we came from round, and all the good times on the bad side of town. The upside of bad, flip it upside down. Came from the bottom, but we up high now. Believe, and from this view we achieved. We look back at the rules we received and how we broke those, dismantled and rewrote those. And the ghost still alive in the photos. Sounds of the summer, day and gold wise. Cold wind blowing through a city on fire. Moments of the past came here to find you, not to relive them, just to remind you.
Take me to that old familiar place. Take me to memories we won't erase. Take me to all that we had, good and the bad. I'll never forget you. I'll never let you go. I'll never forget you. I'll always remember. You know. Yeah.
And let the evidence show the future's so bright, it's never been more. Not like tonight, we walk into the glow, right into the light. The past all around us, the time of our life. The first love kisses, the broke heart disses. This is just like a first class ticket back to the first written rap. The crumbled up paper and the pen with no cap. The hand-me-down clothes and the unturned hat. The hookers on the corner and the kids selling crack. The needles in the yard where we used to play catch. Stories from the projects we could never go at. A two, these are shades of my youth. Trials of a child, everything truth. Moments of the past, coming back to find us. Not to relive them, just to remind us.
Take me to that old familiar place.